Welcome to Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts. Beachgoers have a new tool to help Suncoast scientists. And Oprah for Prez in 2020? Apparently it's possible. We'll discuss.
I'm Jeffrey Kinn, Artistic Director of the Player Center, and I am a proud Buckeye from Ohio. There's a new restaurant here with a taste of my home state.
I'm Bobette, and looking at amazing homes is a great way to spend the day. And we have the Parade of House preview.
And I'm Linda Carson. I've always wanted to be a ballerina, and there's still hope. We'll learn about a new program with the Sarasota Ballet. All that and more right now on Suncoast to you.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to our friend Jeffrey Kinn. Great to have you here.
Wonderful to be here. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a while since I've been here.
I see, and you have some life announcements that you're showing off on your left.
I don't know what you mean.
Hand.
Oh, this.
Just a little
that little marriage thing that happened to me on February 4th. I got married to my partner, Marcos Oliveira, in Tulum, Mexico.
And do you know what I like best about this story was that we saw the flood of people coming from Sarasota, hopping on planes, getting to Mexico, co-workers, friends.
Yeah, it was really quite amazing. And you know, it's interesting. We've been going through this whole immigration thing for like 2 years now. And at the wedding, I even said, you know what? This wouldn't have happened if we wouldn't have been having all these problems. So it was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful event. And now we just have to get him here permanently. So it'll happen soon, I'm sure.
It will.
Like
we want to celebrate with you.
Oh, no way!
Yes, so a little bit of wedding cake from senior producer Joey Panic.
Look at that. I'm going to eat that whole thing.
So don't worry, we'll take his place.
Piece for him.
I'll save a piece for you, Marcos, I promise.
Okay, and let me explain why we're having this here, because Joey forbid us to get on an airplane and go join you in Mexico. I know.
He
said we couldn't go.
It was a great trip.
He was afraid we weren't going to come back.
Really? I got to tell you, there were times when I was like, you know what? I think we should just stay.
So since we missed out on wedding cake, we brought a topper that we would like to share with you.
I'm going to eat it too.
I will let you start carving that up.
Okay, you should probably feed me since he's not here.
Are you my stand-in?
And if you rub it on my
Marcos,
face, you're dead.
All right, those two apparently need to have a moment.
We do.
I'm going to have a moment in the kitchen because we have our friend Chef Christian Hirschman here today, and we are making something exciting and talking about an event. What are we making today?
We are making a cornbread kush, which is a recipe based on kush, a North African dish.
Kush.
Kush.
Rhymes with tush.
When you said that, I thought you were making something else, and I said, okay, it's not that because that's not that kind of show.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's a family program.
Yeah. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
No, this is with corn bread.
But for a moment, I was concerned, but then I thought about it really quickly, and I said, yeah.
Show's off the rails, and I have no idea what we're talking about. All right, and Christian, you are also here not just to talk about kush, but to talk about an event that you are participating in that I want everyone to understand. Tell us a little bit about Foodlosophy.
Right, Foodlosophy. This is our second year, hosted at Michael's on East in the ballroom, March 10th. A wonderful, wonderful charity raising money for the children and the families struggling with cancer. And it's an outstanding event. It's a collaboration of many different local vendors, farms, and chef guys like myself.
Okay, great, and that is coming up on March 10th, and we, of course, love everything that benefits St. Jude, so thanks for participating in that, and we'll be joining you for some kush coming up later in the show. I also want to talk about another great event that's coming up on Friday night, traditional Lakewood Ranch Music on Main, but this is a special Music on Main. The mascots from area teams are all going to be there. What a cool photo op for the kids. And actually, I'm going to be there as well, so come on out and say hi. But I love the fact that we're going to be able to line up the bird and the pirates. You know, it's spring training.
Great pictures.
And you're going to sing, right?
Actually, I'm singing. I sang at the Orioles game today.
Yes.
So I did that, and it went well, thank you. I'm sure video of that will surface at some point.
Yes, yes.
But the mascots then will be there Friday night.
Awesome.
Oh, it's so much fun. Bobette and I have been there together before. Now they're going to replace us with mascots.
Exactly. We couldn't have
a lot about us, Linda.
We'll have to see who's representing each of us.
We couldn't have you, so we're going to have furry creatures instead.
Big furry creatures.
Exactly, exactly. So that's coming up at Music on Main in Lakewood Ranch.
Cheers, cheers.
Yes, and the cake is lovely. Yummy, yummy. So
Yummy.
Thank you. Fun to celebrate with you. It is time for our first hot topic, and Moat wants your help in being a citizen scientist on the beach. Moat has developed an app for beachgoers so that they can record if they're having any respiratory problems, if they smell something strange, or if they see an excessive amount of dead fish. Scientists are trying to get a better handle on exact locations of red tide. They think public feedback will help. Well, Beth, I know you did this as your news story yesterday. Do people like this idea? What did you learn?
Everyone does like the idea. A lot of people said they don't want to go out there and see the dead fish. They find it alarming. Not only that, when you have a respiratory issue, you don't want to start coughing and then having the impacts of that. So they said if they have an app where they can locate where it is, avoid it, then they can find a beach that they will have a more enjoyable time. Those who want to be scientists can have the opposite experience, go out there and say, hey, I see 100 dead fish, or I feel this sort of irritation, and then you can enter it into this app, and the scientists can use that information to eventually, hopefully, avoid it from happening.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Waze for the beach. Waze is the traffic app where people, you know, post things that are happening so that it can help everybody else. Same concept. I mean, we're using this technology to get words out.
And it gets people engaged and concerned. And why is this happening? So it does. It starts a conversation. It's something. I think there's something great about it.
So we had an anchor with us who's no longer here, and he called the station and he said human waste is washing in to Sun Circle Park, which is near my house. It's washing in right now. Go down there. So we run down there with Moat Marine, and they say, that's seaweed.
Well, so there's the risk of having non-scientists reports.
It did have the appearance, but no, it was seaweed.
The good part about the app is it actually has pictures and questions associated with it. So it'll say, does the water look this color? You pick the picture that matches where the water looks. They'll say, are there this amount of fish or that amount of fish? So you have a reference, so you aren't just, you know, they're making up things. But one of the other good things about this that I want to mention is, so one of the apps is multiple. One of the apps has a match program. So one of the things with red tide is they don't have a lot of research because they're not all able to afford to go out at sea and follow the actual red tide. So now, if Moat raises a set amount of funds, Boca Grande community would match whatever they raise for ongoing research to follow the red tide, where it's going and where it's coming from, and hopefully try to avoid it from happening in the future.
Oh, great. I can remember when it's been so thick you could walk over the fish.
That's horrible.
It was terrible.
All right, well, that's something good that we can see coming out of Moat. Oprah for president. It's not as far-fetched as it sounds. The next presidential election could see an influx of TV stars getting into the race. It's something Oprah has brought up, and she said that she might have an interest come 2020, stating that the game has changed. The office does not require previous experience in government work, apparently. And similarly, the Disney CEO is rumored to be interested in a presidential bid as well. What do you think about this? Oprah, very popular.
I love Oprah, but I am wondering if being a talk show host is enough to be president.
I agree, Linda.
But is she just a talk show host, or is she a reporter?
She's a journalist.
She's a journalist and a
well,
reporter.
me too, but I don't know if I could be president.
Well, I don't. Well,
would you vote for me?
I would.
Oh, thank you, Jeffrey. Well, you know, I think that we need a little more experience in that. My thought before 9/11 was that the president is just a figurehead and other people make the decisions and it comes out of his mouth. I was with George Bush on 9/11. We walked down the hall for him to make that speech to the world saying that we had been attacked. He made all of those decisions. And I think a lot of background knowledge has to go into that, and that could happen. Something like that could happen.
I agree. I feel like we've gotten to a point where the highest office of this country is now just a cavalier position, and it's not. People need to take it more seriously and realize that you are representing an entire country, and the policies that come out of it could really impact people's lives. I don't think people understand the gravity of it.
Could Oprah surround herself with people, though, who have the experience and she is the mouthpiece?
It hasn't worked so far.
I like her personality. I love her as a talk show host. I love that she seems to be even keel, and I think she can communicate with other people. people. So I do like that idea. What I don't like is the fact that we're now just saying anyone, whoever
It's a popularity
whoever is
contest.
popular, just come on for the job. That's what I don't like.
It'll be interesting. I mean, can you imagine what the primary ballots could look like?
I mean, I think if she got on the ballot, people would vote for her.
Oh, I do too.
I do too.
I do too.
I'm exhausted just thinking about it.
The primary?
Seriously,
Yeah, I know.
just can't.
We just got done with this exhaustion. Do we have to start 2020
Can I please
already?
just have some more cake?
Yes, just keep eating cake. You may remember Vice President Joe Biden's son, Beau. He died of brain cancer in 2015. Well, now his widow, Hallie, is in a relationship with Beau's younger brother. The Biden family says they fully support the relationship. The younger Biden son, his name is Hunter, he separated from his wife shortly after Beau died. How often do you think this happens? Younger brother.
It's gross.
Whoa.
Oh.
I don't know about
gross.
you.
But he's not a
Don't
relative.
you think that
it's not blood.
the most unfair thing would be is to ignore a relationship when it's happening? I think that would be most unfair. The fact that
Well,
there's
that's
a history.
his brother's wife. His dead brother's wife.
But would you rather live unhappy with a stranger or by yourself just by not? I mean, they're not related.
This used to be a biblical law that if the husband died, the husband's brother had to marry the wife.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, it's in the Bible.
I think Linda made that up.
I did too.
I think she did too. It's the Carson law.
Somebody asked
Carson
Jesus
Ford-
if the first
Carson
brother
Ford
dies
three.
and the second brother dies and the third brother dies, who is she married to in heaven?
So when thinking about
What
this,
Bible are you reading?
listen,
I don't know.
though, do you know what I realized? I realized I've never dated anybody with a brother because I tried to think about it. Okay, brother, how would I feel about that? Have you dated anyone with a brother that you could, or I don't know if could you think about it? Could you ever see that? Oh!
See?
That's why you think it's gross.
That's the problem, right there.
I just realized
That's the problem with America, right there in one person.
I mean, Linda,
Oh,
did
man.
Bud have a brother?
Bud had 3 brothers, and I love them all, but I wouldn't
So to
want to
speak.
marry them.
It's
the
an
thought
interesting
never occurred to me.
conversation. I mean, we do talk a lot and hear all the time, and my family's experienced the best friend scenario.
To my
But brother
defense,
is
it
different.
was awkward.
Okay, so
Okay.
maybe that's why you're opposed to it.
I think the shame would be in not realizing the relationship.
I would agree with that. I like that I made you
You
think.
know what?
See?
I don't
know.
think it's any of our business.
You know what? And I would
That's
agree
true,
with
too.
that
Well,
as well.
there's
And
that
it is
too.
nice that the family has given the blessing.
True.
So we hate to see a widow alone.
Yes.
Shopping at St. Armand Circle is a slice of tropical paradise, of course. But what if the tropical part won't ever stop? The tropical music, that is. In April, the St. Armand's Business Association decided to stop piping in tropical music on the Circle because it was competing with the individual stores' music. The strangest thing has happened. They can't get the music to stop. They work with a company called Mood Media. There's some complicated relationship between that company and the company that put up the speakers, and the right hand doesn't talk to the left hand. The bottom line is no one will shut off the endless sounds of summer, and people are complaining.
I think this is hilarious.
Isn't that really
Doesn't
just
anybody
kind of
know
funny?
where the plug is?
I can't. Well, it's Muzak, you know. It's like piped in from
somewhere.
somewhere. I don't
I
understand
think just
how
a
we
little,
can't get
like
this
a little
off.
tweezers somewhere, just go snip.
Just pull it out.
It reminds me of we had a security system in our home when we moved in, but nobody seemed to ever bother to pass on the passcode.
So it just beeped?
It beeped endlessly every time the power went off. So we ripped into a wall and just cut the thing.
Yeah.
So I agree, Lynn. I don't know why there's something they can't cut here.
At my house, the television set, and Bud's been dead 10 years. The television set in his room goes on in the middle of the night. It's done this 4 or 5 times in the middle of the night. It just goes on. No other television set. I live on a cul-de-sac, so there are not that many other
I
houses.
think you have another problem.
That's a different
Oh,
problem. than
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, you might want to call Ghostbusters.
Well, whoever's doing that is probably doing it.
So in other words, you unplugged your TV.
Yes,
night, yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
yes. And they asked me to see what he was watching next time in the middle of the night.
Oh, that's a good
Okay,
idea.
I swear. I walked into the room, and the voice on the TV said, "It's more beautiful here than any place I've ever been." It was a travel show, and they were talking about a mountain range, but still.
Wow.
Ooh, Linda.
Well, if anybody knows how to fix her TV or the music at St. Armand's, they're
Please
looking
help.
for help.
Yes.
All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast, and when we come back, a special Suncoast film preview. Stay with us.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your happy hour forecast. A warm and breezy afternoon. High temperatures again today, low 80s. There are some changes, though. You can see that line of clouds stretching out into the Gulf of Mexico, a little rain to the north of us. That's heading our way. It's a cold front. There's not much to it as far as rain goes. A few inland showers associated with the heating of the day. The front will be here later on this evening. There are advisories in effect. A small craft advisory has been issued now for coastal waters here along the west coast of Florida as a result of the windy conditions, which are expected to really pick up late tonight. You can see a few rain showers now moving through Glades County and down south into Lee County. Not much going on here. If we see any showers with that activity, it will push off to the east. But the front itself could bring an isolated shower or two later on tonight. 78 degrees, the dew point way up there. All those are going to change as far as the temperature goes. Dew point and those winds will turn more to the north and northwest. Details and all that coming up at 5. See you then.
Have you ever unfriended anybody on Facebook? It can cause quite a problem in the friendship. And that's the inspiration for a new short film produced right here on the Suncoast called Art Ed, and it's by filmmaker Anthony Paul, who's here to tell us all about it. Congratulations, yes. Anthony.
Thank you.
So tell us about this film.
It is inspired by our local politics and also by national politics, I believe, about that conversation of what happens when people disagree. And I think a lot of us have been seeing a lot of that lately, and getting rid of people in our lives because they don't politically agree with us or they don't agree with something we say on social media. So I was inspired to do my good deed of the day and poke fun at it. And so I am making fun of the whole situation, and that's what the movie is about. It's about a woman who deletes her best friend on Facebook. They're both Ringling graduate students, which is the local flavor, and they start fighting in the middle of the streets. So it's quite fun. It's very John Waters-y, if you know John Waters, and it's over the top, but I think it's perfect for our political times because everything is over the top right now.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that.
and if you can laugh at something, it helps to discuss it. So set up the clip we're about to see.
So this clip is the friends are just done fighting on Ringling campus, and now one is walking away, and she just is aghast that the other one is all upset with her.
Okay, let's take a look.
Now you won't talk to me? Naomi, for once it isn't about you. You interrupted my class. You don't even go to school here anymore.
Beautiful.
Thank you, yeah.
I think I've had that conversation.
I've had that conversation too before, yeah.
Those actors, and most of your actors are local, right?
They're all local, yeah. Kirsten Sponseller is a great actress. She's Sarasota Day. She does What's Up Sarasota. And Nikki is actually just a newcomer.
Okay.
And we found her and love her, and she's super funny, and hope you guys enjoy it.
Well, it seems like it's a great topic to talk about. When you were thinking of your film, did you automatically know you were going to do this, or were you looking for other ideas and landed on this one?
I actually landed on this one right after the election because I was like, I want to have this film about communication and about seeing both sides of the story, because I think a lot of times with friendships, we don't hear the other person and where they're coming from. We just automatically start name calling and start accusing people, and the minute we do that, we get into trouble.
I know you're a published author. Is this your first foray into film, and what did you find to be the stumbling blocks or challenges as you did it?
This is my 4th or 5th short film. I've done, I did 2 books. Just got involved in it after I was doing journalism. I was an entertainment journalist with, I'd cover Sundance, South by Southwest. And I was like, I can do this, why am I not doing this? So got the video cameras, got the storyboards, everything all set up, and just went for it. Yeah.
Do you hope it can make a difference?
I think it can make a difference. I think art is to me about feelings, and to me feelings rule the world, and that is what I do, and I believe that artists can always make change. More so than politicians, I believe.
Wow. Is this the place to do this? What's the art scene like, the film scene like here?
Film scene like here is wonderful. There's a big community of it. There's a lot of people doing projects all over town that people don't even know are happening. Wow. And I love that about Sarasota, and I love seeing the students out there filming. I live by Indian Beach, and they film by my house. And
so do I.
Oh yeah, it's a great community, and watching all of the people here, and there's so many artists and so many wonderful just people that are supportive of it. So
now,
great
how
time.
do you get this out now? What's your next step?
I'm not even going the film festival route with this one. I've done that with other films, and it takes forever, and you have to pay all this money. So this one is going straight out on social media. I want everyone to just vomit it. I want it to vomit all over everybody. I just don't care. I just want.
Well, I'd like to see it, but I don't know if I want to go that far.
So how long is the film?
The film is 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay. So,
So it's
So
a
you
quick
can share
hit.
it.
Yes, you can.
And this is very modern, too, because our attention span is short.
Sure.
Yes,
You can
yes.
see this tonight for free. Art Ed is going to be at the Gator Club at 8 p.m. tonight. It's free to the public. Going to be a big celebration
There we
party
go.
afterwards, a fun night, and a great subject. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That sounds awesome.
Thank
Next,
you, guys.
we're going to peer into other people's homes. We're going to on a tour of the Parade of Homes.
I entered into real estate to help people. I would like to invoke a trust in people that I will do everything in my power to help them navigate the process of either buying or selling a home. Well, I know how stressful buying a home can be. I've bought and sold properties in the past before I was an agent. I want you to be able to trust me to stay in contact with you, be available to you whenever you have questions. My name is Kimberly, and I want to be your real estate agent.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
And welcome back. There is nothing we like better than peeking inside the amazing homes here on the Suncoast. And that is what the Manatee Sarasota Parade of Homes is all about. And here with a preview of this year's parade is Bruce and Michelle Huron from the Huron Group, or Huron Realty Group. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
This is my kind of thing. I love looking inside homes.
Oh,
I
me
feel,
too.
You know, you just,
Other people's homes.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Because your home is always boring and you want to see what they have.
And what you could do.
Absolutely. So tell us what we can expect from this year's parade.
Well, first of all, I got to remind the viewers that this ends this weekend. So you're going to have to get out by Sunday in order to see that. But it's a great way for our builders to showcase their talents with their craftsmanship and their design. There's about 129 different models spread out through Sarasota and Manatee County. And there's also going to be a judging contest. So they're going to be judging on their design, their architect, landscaping, interior design, pool design. And those will be announced later this evening at the gala at the Ritz-Carlton.
Wow. Oh. And so, Michelle, do you think that people are going to be out looking to buy, or they're just wanting to be nosy like me?
Actually, both. Some people are ready to buy or build, and then, of course, there are people that just want to see the newest trends on home design, whether it be the kitchen, outdoor living, or, of course, just the decorating ideas.
I like it for decorating ideas.
Absolutely.
I mean, because you're always looking for something new and unique, and, you know, to see what someone does with an art niche, or to see, you know, that's the best thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. How many years have things like this been going on? It seems like it started so small and now we're up to, you know, hundreds of homes.
That's been going on a long time. I remember when she used to drag me out there to see all the designs before we were realtors.
Nice.
So now that we're realtors, we're very much involved with that, and many people make the decision to buy a home this weekend. So that's exciting for us.
Yeah, you go to be nosy and you end up buying.
That's right. That's
Yes.
right.
Well,
Yeah.
is that because there are incentives out there?
Yes, many of the builders, especially the ones that have inventory homes right now, they want to get rid of them. So there are some steep discounts that you can take advantage of, and there are also some buyer upgrades. So if you're looking to build a home, there's some incentives there too as well.
Well, hey, you never know.
That looks like me.
Give us a call. Give us a call.
You don't know you're on the market until you get there.
That's right.
Well, you guys also host a show right here on ABC7 called Home Sweet Home. Tell us a little about the show.
Well, this Sunday,
hey, you have a problem I had earlier.
Exactly. This Sunday, we're actually going to be featuring Eurotech Cabinetry, and they're going to be talking to us about the differences in kitchen designs.
Okay.
And that would be transitional, traditional, and contemporary design. And then we also have Elite Air. Our friends there are going to talk to us about how we can use our smartphones and really cut back our AC bills.
Ooh.
Save some money.
I like that idea.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, and you guys do a lot of different things on your show too. You're showcasing some of the gorgeous properties on the Suncoast and then what people can do.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we want to remind everybody that the Parade of Homes is going to run through Sunday, March 5th. For more information, you want to visit paradeofhomes.com. And then paradeofhomesinfo.com. And then you can catch Home Sweet Homes right here on Suncoast or ABC7. And then that's going to be at 11:30 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. Next, we're going to get a lesson with the ballet. We'll be right back.
I'm Alan Cohn. Racial discrimination against our kids. Black and Latino children are disproportionately arrested, including here on the Suncoast. We'll investigate why.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Peace of mind is really crucial. The safety and security of this higher level of care, I think, is really important. Great nurses, great doctors, technologies that can really help when you are dealing with complications, high-risk newborns, or the infants that have medical conditions. This is the kind of care that we want at our public hospital.
Florida Studio Theater presents the regional premiere of Clever Little Lies, now playing in the Keating Theater. Secrets are exposed and clever little lies are crafted in this fast-paced comedy by Joe DiPietro. Shattering and hilarious, Clever Little Lies is a story of long-term love and marriage, for better and for worse. Don't miss what critics are calling lively with big reveals and surefire comedy. Clever Little Lies is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112. For a free brochure, call 1-800-962-4112.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check in the kitchen with Chef Christian Hirschman, and I understand you are part of a collective that I don't totally understand. It's called Looped Square Collective. Could you explain that to me?
Right, Loop Square Collective is basically a couple restaurant guys, a couple food and drink guys, myself, a gentleman named Mark Tuckman, and Keith Zollner, and his wife Erin Zollner. We got together and formed this collective so that we could basically insert ourselves in many different food and drink concepts in town. So we're launching a new business shortly in the Rosemary District, and we have a couple other businesses that we're participating in. So it's been a lot of fun.
There's so many food things in town. It's great that you guys can all work together as well as you do. We look forward to joining you in the kitchen and learning more about Food Philosophy event as well. We'll see you in a little bit. Linda?
If I could be anything in the world, I would be a ballerina. And apparently, it's not too late. For the first time ever, the Sarasota Ballet is offering adult ballet classes to beginners. The Director of Education, Christopher Hurd, is here to tell us more and to teach us a few basic steps. Christopher, you tried teaching Stephanie and Bobeth before. We've been here and done that. Let's take a look at what happened.
Water flowing down.
I like your touch. It was tickly.
Oh, good. So, but what about the arm?
Oh, okay.
At the same time. This means I'm about to do my dance. You better watch me.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Turn your palm over.
Oh my gosh. So this was my greatest nightmare, to be quite honest. But these are the things that we do for. Linda, I have a question before we get started. You really have always wanted to be a ballerina?
I have. When I'm watching the ballet, I can feel my muscles move with theirs. Okay, 78 and a half may be too late.
It's never
but if
too
I were
late.
your age, I'd do it.
You're here to say it's not too late?
Absolutely.
Tell me about the adult classes.
Absolutely. Well, I wanted to get some adult classes there for people that know nothing about ballet, have always wanted to try ballet, maybe would like a different kind of exercise in the gym. And so it's for anyone at any age. Linda, I'd love to have you in my class.
Oh, that
really,
sounds like so much fun.
And
I might make it yet.
It's a 5-week course, so it's not too much to sign up for. And you're going to learn right from the beginning how to stand up, how to use your turnout, how to look beautiful, and just feel gorgeous at the end of the class.
So what should you do to prepare for it if you're coming to those classes?
All you need to do is wear some comfortable clothing, and I'll tell you everything else.
I'm not sure I can go for the leotard yet.
No leotards required. No.
Now, you're going to have a workshop, too, for people that are a little more advanced?
Absolutely, yes. Next weekend, I'm doing a workshop for people that have some experience. It's a 2-day. They'll get to learn some variations and repertoire from the Sarasota Ballet, also get to see the company perform, and meet some of the company dancers as well. And I already have people coming from New York, DC, Atlanta, but if anybody in the area would like to come, we still have space available.
Oh, that's amazing.
Show us some of the moves and we'll see if we maybe should join in.
Absolutely.
See if we can learn
so,
again.
Not
join them.
Right.
No.
We are true beginners.
I love
so
it. It's
here,
perfect.
go ahead and step
so
up.
So here we have the bar, B-A-R-R-E, okay? The first important thing about the bar is that when you hold the bar, you have to hold it gently because the bar is your partner. Okay, so if you're dancing with your partner, you would hold very lightly. I always say that this is your friend and not your BFF. Okay, so if we start in first position with your heels together, and we're going to work on our posture. So tummy in, and we have a round arm. That's right. A little bit lower. That's right.
Tummy in, but my tummy can't go in anymore.
Thumbs inside, so no hitchhiking.
Okay.
That's it.
Like that.
So then we're going to take our right arm to the first position, just in front of our tummy, and then open it to the side.
Which one?
The arm, that's it, the other arm, yes.
Your other left.
Look to your finger. You can look at your new ring, you see. As
Oh,
you do
yes,
that.
I can.
And then bring it down.
Bring it down.
Do we still keep looking at it?
Keep looking at it the
keep
whole
looking at it.
time.
Your hand is exciting. Look at it.
That's right. So let's try again. Look into your hand. Follow your hand.
I feel so graceful.
See your ring and float it down.
Slow.
That's beautiful. Wow. This is called a port de bras, or carriage of the arm.
Okay. So
Now we're going to add, again, look into your hand.
Okay.
Open, reach the fingers, and float. Very nice. Now we're going to add something to that. As you do the first part, you're going to bend your knees and stretch. Bend your knees and stretch. Then look at your hand and bring it down.
Oh.
Okay.
Got that?
Yes.
Should we try
I think
again?
so.
So bend your knees, arm to the first. Bend your knees, arm to the second. Look to your fingers and float down.
Don't bend it.
Look at that.
Oh, wow,
So
that is
good.
so much fun.
So good.
Now, you also take ballet into the schools, right?
Absolutely. We have a program called the Dance Next Generation where we have schools come in to visit us, and we also go to see them to really get anyone interested in the ballet. Because we have classes right from 3 years old up to 93.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So,
93, I wouldn't be the oldest.
You wouldn't be the oldest, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, we just want everyone to explore the joy of dance, and we want it available to everyone.
And are you seeing these kids get like really light up when they see it?
Oh, for sure. I mean, sometimes it's a way of expressing themselves when they don't feel they have words or they're not so good in school. They find some other way to use their body to dance and move, and they just love it. And it's just amazing to see them enjoy it and come out of class all sweaty and hot and so excited to come back the next day.
And you've also got a big show coming up.
We do, next weekend.
You're in it.
And I am a very small part in it, yes. I'm going to be on stage again. So the Sarasota Ballet is performing a tribute to Sir Frederick Ashton, the founder choreographer of the Royal Ballet. And it's Sender Ballet and the Two Pigeons. And we actually have a guest artist coming from American Ballet Theatre, Marcelo Gomez, to perform the lead role in the Two Pigeons. So it's going to be really wonderful. It's at the Van Wezel. Come along to see him and me on stage.
And happy birthday to Maggie.
Happy birthday to Margaret Barbieri. Exactly, it's her birthday today, so happy birthday, Maggie.
What a wonderful lady. Okay, show us one more thing.
One more thing. Let's use our leg now.
Okay.
Okay, so leg to the front. You're going to stretch your leg as far as you can and point your foot with no weight on the toes.
Okay.
And you're just going to lift it up and lower it down and close. So front, lift, lower, close. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you, because I'm seeing it over here.
Uh-oh. No, I don't believe I'm doing something wrong.
Always have your hand on the bar in front of you.
Oh.
So now you're nice and square, you see?
Oh, okay, in
Lovely.
front.
There we go. So let's put our arm back to first and second. Arm in second, yes. Now, don't bend your knee. That one.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
So leg out to the front, lift it up, and lower it, and bring it back. And lift it up, and bring it up, and lower
Muscle
it.
control.
I was going to say, I may be pulling something.
That's right.
I think I heard
And now let's
something
finish.
just
We
now.
always finish beautifully. So let's do the finish we did before. Look at your finger and float the arm down. And we are done.
And you can see our teacher in action next weekend, the 10th and the 11th,
That's
right?
right.
The Sarasota Ballet, a tribute to Sir Frederick Ashton. And next, Cleveland rocks, and so does its food. We're going to try some.
Muscle control.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. A push for a new investigation in Manatee County. A group wants answers as to why there are a high number of cancer cases among former students at Bayshore High School. Plus, more spring training action on the Suncoast. ABC 7 hits the ball field as the Orioles host the Twins. Let's get a check on our weather today. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
I'm just back from there too, Scott. It was a great game. A bit warm. Things are changing though. A cold front is starting to slice through the northern portion of the state. You can see it right there into north central Florida. A few showers to the north of us. We're anticipating maybe 1 or 2 brief showers making their way through parts of the Suncoast late this evening. But we'll see an increase in clouds. One thing we will see, some very windy weather, it looks like, over the next several days. Small craft advisory already in effect for coastal waters. More in your forecast at 5. See you then.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Pro Cream by Dr. Anna, known as the facelift in a bottle, is an all-natural anti-aging formula that tightens skin and muscles, making you look younger. It's made in Sarasota with real pearls, Chinese herbs, and no preservatives. Visit our store or at pearlcreambydranna.com.
It's the granddaddy of them all, the 89th Annual Arcadia All-Florida Championship Rodeo. March 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, the Arcadia Rodeo Association is proud to present this PRCA-sanctioned event featuring some of the world's best bull, bronc, and bareback riding, roping, barrel racing, and steer wrestling. For the little wranglers, there's a calf scramble and mutton bustin'. Gates open at 11 each day. For tickets, visit arcadiarodeo.com or call 800-749-7633. It's rodeo at its finest. Don't miss the 89th All-Florida Championship Rodeo, March 9th through 12th.
Since 1928, Kerastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Kerastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Pro Cream by Dr. Anna, known as the facelift in a bottle, is an all-natural anti-aging formula that tightens skin and muscles, making you look younger. It's made in Sarasota with real pearls, Chinese herbs, and no preservatives. Visit our store or at pearlcreambydranna.com.
Welcome back. So it seems that practically every day here on the Suncoast, you run into somebody with an Ohio connection. I see car decals, license plate holders, Buckeye t-shirts. So one Ohio family decided to bring a taste of home here to the Suncoast for the many Ohio transplants. Cindy and Steve Novak are here to tell us about the restaurant they are opening in Lakewood Ranch called Cleveland Kitchen. Welcome. And this is the perfect day to have you here because Jeff Kin has Ohio roots.
Yes.
Linda lived in Ohio. I lived in Ohio. And Bobette,
I'm the only one.
You're going to learn about Ohio.
You never know. You may have Ohio in your future.
That's right. Tell us what made you want to bring Cleveland here to the Suncoast.
Well, you know, Cleveland Kitchen is comfort food, is what we know. It's all about comfort food. And we wanted to, when we talk to friends, people we met down here, and we talk about reminiscing about Cleveland, and it was like about the food, and Cindy and I were like,
wow.
You can't get it.
You can't find it anywhere.
We can't find it, so you brought it. Now tell me how you actually found a great way to use many other Suncoast local businesses as part of your restaurant.
Well, like one of the items we have, like the rice sausage, is my mother's recipe. And we went to Geyer's Sausage Kitchen in Sarasota.
Yes. Yeah. So they're producing it for us locally. So it's our family recipe, but Geyer's here in Sarasota is making it for us.
Wow, what a great partnership.
Yeah.
And you're probably teaching everybody who doesn't know Ohio what some of the great food is about.
Right.
We're going to do some talking through the things you've brought to us, but give us the overall gist of the menu. What defines Cleveland food?
I think the easiest thing for us is just great comfort food. It's the food we grew up on. A lot of it is a little more slow cooked, so it's not really fast food, but it's really those things that you don't have time to cook all the
With
time.
a little Eastern European flair, would you
A
say
little
that's
bit,
fair?
yeah, but we don't want to. We want to say we're multi-ethnic because we have a lot of daily specials of some other things, some Irish stews and other things we want to bring in too. So
what about Slyman's Deli pastrami?
I know.
Did you find a way to get that here yet?
We haven't, but if we don't, we will cook it in-house and make our own corned beef
that
right
sounds
here.
good.
Right.
So for someone like me who have not tried this, what should I expect when I taste this? Is it going to be
The rice sausage is something very different. That is
let's
rice
talk
sausage.
about sausage.
Yeah.
Tell us about the three kinds of sausage
Well,
you
there's
brought.
the Frank's brats, which you probably remember from the West Side Market.
Oh, I love that
That
place.
is something we are importing from Cleveland. So Frank's brats are on our menu.
Okay.
The kielbasa is Troyer's, which is out of Millersburg, Ohio, and it's just the best. And that goes with some pierogies. It also goes in our stuffed cabbage. And then the rice sausage, it's not your typical flavor. It's more of like a flavored rice, but it's in a
so
sausage.
good.
You love it? Yeah. You either love it or you don't.
No,
it's kind of.
there's nothing not to like about it.
It's
delicious.
really. It's some people eat it the whole thing. Like Steve and I can tell what kind of person you are. If you eat the skin, we know that you're more like Steve. And if you don't eat the skin, then you're more like me. So we kind of have a personality. We have a personality check on that rice
All right,
sausage.
Linda, you're not eating the skin.
So see, so we're
It's okay.
aligned.
All right, let's move on to what's in the middle because I'm dying to pick it up and take a bite. Tell us about this.
This is city chicken. City chicken came out of the Depression era when pork was actually cheaper than chicken, but people wanted something that looked like chicken. So they would either do cubed or they would do like we do a ground pork. and shape it kind of like a drumstick.
Yeah.
And then it's an egg wash.
Oh,
and
that's
then,
so funny.
And then breaded and then fried.
So this is actually pork, but it's called chicken.
Chicken,
it's called
correct.
Ohio City chicken, and it is. It's fried pork, and we're putting it on our Cleveland Kitchen slaw, which is kind of that fried with a healthy salad kind of mix that,
that
we
looks
really
amazing.
like. You can have it with mashed potatoes.
And make it unhealthy.
No worries. You can add a lot of starch, but yeah.
In Ohio, everything goes with mashed potatoes.
That's true.
That's for sure. Okay, let's talk about the cabbage.
The stuffed cabbage is my mom's recipe. It's a hand-rolled beef, pork, and rice, and a couple of other ingredients, and then we slow cook that for hours. We hand roll in the cabbage. We add local sauerkraut here from Beagle Bay and Bradenton.
Wow, yes, that's wonderful.
And then again, we've got our kielbasa from Millersburg that we add on that too. For
I think it's great you're using the local purveyors.
Yeah, we
That's
really,
wonderful.
that's what we're trying to do is just marry some of the Cleveland imports with the local purveyors. So.
Cindy and I used to make our own sauerkraut up in Cleveland because it was always cooler up there in the fall, and you could have a place to do it. But down here, it was difficult for us to do it. So, but we found a great local product to substitute for it.
Yeah, it's exactly how we.
I mean, it's all natural like we do. It's just it's cabbage and salt and let it, and you're just tearing into the.
I've been holding off, and I'm not holding off
the taste
anymore.
is not overpowering with the sauerkraut either.
No, it is supposed to just be a compliment, is what it is.
You went right in. I went right in. Tell us about the pretzels, and it's like being back at what used to be Jacobs Field.
Right.
Now we've got some mustard. Tell us about this.
Well, this was kind of a something we added on our menu because 3 doors down there's a new microbrew pub called the Naughty Monk, and they're like, "What kind of food do you have?" We're like, "Well, we've got all kinds of food, but we thought they need some big pretzels." So we found these Bavarian pretzels that we will, par bake in our oven so they'll be warm. We're serving them with the stadium mustard.
The authentic stadium mustard.
Yeah. So
Are those good stuff?
Those are good. Listen, I just took a little piece off.
We would sort of like a
We don't, no, we don't want any over here.
There's plenty to share.
Okay, we're gonna pass it all down.
Pass it
Take a
down.
piece and
All right,
pass
well,
it down.
Cleveland Kitchen
Right.
will open in April in Lakewood Ranch. It'll be just south of Crowder's Ace Hardware. So you can follow their progress online, of course, at theclevelandkitchen.com. And Bo Beth, you're doing so well. I think you are an honorary Ohioan.
Ching, ching.
Yes.
I've eaten everything, so.
You're a Buckeye.
What do you think? What do you
Not yet.
think?
I liked it.
Yeah?
It was really good.
Good comfort food.
So,
I know I was
I'll
hoping to
keep
steal her sausage, but she ate it all. So. All right, we're going to talk about what's in store at the Players coming up. Stay with us.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
An important message for Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you receiving all the benefits available to you? Now's the time to find the coverage that's right for you at the right price. The way to do that is to explore your options. You can spend hours doing that yourself, or you can call Health Markets and let us do the legwork for you. Let us find you the right plan at the right price and see if you qualify to lower your prescription costs. Put our free service to work for you at no charge.
Call 1-800-738-1923.
I'm calling
calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112. For a free brochure, call 1-800-962-4112.
Yes, I'm still eating the pretzel. Jeffrey, tell us what's coming up at the Players. Thank you.
This food is so good. We have a great one-night-only, one-man-ish show. David Scarby is a great local performer, and he does a one-man show, and it's going to be for one night only at the Players Center. And really, if you love sketch comedy, he does impersonations of like Carol Burnett and Lily Tomlin. He is really quite amazing. The show is not only, though, all fun and laughs. He does some lip syncing, he does some real singing, but it's really about his one-man journey as a performer and as a gay man.
All right, that's tickets at theplayers.org. That's coming up on March 10th. Then coming up next, we are headed to the kitchen to make that corn word.
Corn.
Oh, kush. Kush. Thank you. Bo Beth likes the word.
Kush, kush.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Haley Wilkes. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. Trees on 24 acres of land in a Sarasota neighborhood are coming down. Why the county says it needs to clear the land in Palmer Ranch. Taking a quick look at Suncoast Traffic Watch. No accidents, but traffic is backed up on US 41 near Fruitville Road in Sarasota. Let's head over to Bob.
Well, Haley, a warm day today. I was out at the Ed Smith game, ABC 7 day there, and pretty warm temperatures, lots of sunshine. But things are changing right now. There's a front slicing right through the central portion of the state. A few showers associated with it now, mainly to the north. We may see a few of these isolated showers late tonight. We will see an increase in cloudiness. It will turn windy, too. A small craft advisory is in effect for the entire coastal areas along the west coast of Florida. Winds will be picking up out of the north and northeast up to 20 knots. Details and all that coming up at 5. See you then.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
If you want to rediscover the smooth, radiant skin of your past, consider a facelift, eyelid lift, or laser resurfacing from Faces by Feza. Restore your natural, youthful appearance and the confidence that goes with it when you trust your face to the expert hands of Dr. John Feza. Using a delicate touch, he gives you natural-looking contours, a clean jawline, and long-lasting results. Call today to schedule a private consultation, because when you look good, you feel good. Faces by Feza at Center for Sight.
Attention sleep apnea sufferers.
If you use CPAP therapy, if you have private insurance, or you're on a Medicare replacement plan, we may be able to help you get your CPAP supplies at little or no cost to you, and free shipping. Most insurance companies allow a patient to get a new CPAP mask, cushion, filter, and tubing every 3 to 6 months to prevent respiratory infection and skin sores.
That's why you should call AmeriCare CPAP. Call 800-423-5457. That's 800-423-5457.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Florida Studio Theater presents the regional premiere of Clever Little Lies, now playing in the Keating Theater. Secrets are exposed and clever little lies are crafted in this fast-paced comedy by Joe DiPietro. Shattering and hilarious, Clever Little Lies is a story of long-term love and marriage, for better and for worse. Don't miss what critics are calling lively with big reveals and surefire comedy. Clever Little Lies is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Coming up Friday at 4 on Suncoast View, we stop by a Florida Pops rehearsal to see Broadway stars and get a preview of their upcoming performance. We'll look at Asian fashions, handmade right here on the Suncoast by local artists. Plus, it's not always about the dogs here. Cute and cuddly kittens you can take home. And Geyer's Sausage Kitchen is in our kitchen.
And welcome back. We're here with Chef Christian, and we're going to make kush.
Kush. Kush. Kush. Kush is North African, so like couscous made with semolina, it would have been called kush kush.
Kush kush.
But I discovered this dish because I do a little bit of, on the side, I do a little bit of 18th century food research.
Wow.
And last month was Black History Month.
Right.
So I discovered this dish, researching some of those dishes. And then it kind of tied well with St. Jude's because they're from Memphis, so a lot of low country food.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
Kush is really, we call it here, we would call it like corn kush.
Okay.
Because it would have been made a little bit differently in North Africa. When the slaves were brought over and doing a lot of the work in the homes, they would use the leftover cornbread and then they would hash it up with onions and spices. And that would be a big staple.
Wow.
And then a lot of the research I found suggests that maybe this is what ended up in our turkeys at Thanksgiving.
All right, let's get started.
Well, let's get that in my belly then.
So we're going to have you guys start with some dicing onion. Whoever's, are you ready?
I've heard if you put bread in your mouth, you won't cry.
That's great.
That is an old wives' tale.
I love old wives' tales.
Okay.
And you're not that you're an old wife.
So one of the tips with onions is to, do your, no fingertips kind of there. And then you're just going to do there. And it's just a rough chop. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Okay.
But we're going to chop that all up.
Look how easy you make that look.
Right. And
That
I'll
would
let
take
you
me
guys
20
get in there.
years.
Choose your size knife.
Linda, don't choke on the bread.
Okay, seriously. Okay, so I'll do that.
Careful there.
Okay,
and then
so
on
she's
this
doing
side,
it.
I'm going to have the ladies, we're going to break this cornbread up.
Okay, so they're
just
regular
break it up.
cornbread
Yep,
and
just
just
break it all up. So one of the other things that we learned about the past is that everyone was cooking with either beef tallow or lard, which is pork fat. So beef tallow is pork, beef fat. This is pork fat. So, we have kind of this thing in our modern minds that this stuff's unhealthy. That's simply not true. It is actually way healthier than soybean oil.
Wow.
Or processed stuff.
Right, which is highly processed. So what we're going to do while we're prepping our ingredients here is we're going to add some of this to...
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of lard.
Yeah, a lot of lard.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
My parents were right about the lard.
So,
Okay,
nice heavy.
I'd ask Linda if she's got bread stuffed in her mouth, so
She
she
won't eat
can't
the
answer
bread,
me.
but she's
I'm not crying.
sucking the bread. I am crying though.
Good job.
The rest of us are crying,
He's
laughing at
crying,
you.
I'm not. You
Can I
got
have
to
some
put
of your
bread in your
bread?
mouth.
Okay, so we're going to go in with onions first. We'll
Yes.
take some of these onions from these guys.
They need to hurry up.
And we're also going to take some of these dried herbs. And Jeffrey, we can kind of strip some of these down and just break some little bits up in there.
Does it matter which ones?
Well, I like, some of the traditional herbs would be sage, which we all would, again, back to our Thanksgiving stuffing, we'd all be pretty familiar with that one. Often ends up in Thanksgiving stuffing. I like to also, a little chef's trick, I like to add a little salt to our onions. It helps them kind of sweat and release some of their flavor while they're cooking. We'll add a little.
Oh my gosh, that smells good.
How did we do with the chopping?
I think we.
You guys are
Just
awesome.
looking for a
I mean,
compliment.
way better than a food processor. I mean, I'll tell you.
Well, is that a
You guys are like machines.
And
So-
the food processor is not as funny because they
right.
are hilarious.
Or cute.
One of the other things you see in a lot of North African cuisine, is spice. So we have a little bit of dried red pepper flake.
Okay.
And that also is nice to go in the beginning.
How do you know how much of all these things to put in?
Well, we wrote a recipe and sent it here.
Oh, okay. But it's like a split cooking.
But a lot of it, the whole cooking thing is very visual,
Yeah.
so it's just practice.
Right.
Like how you guys do your thing. It's just like amazing. So.
And I take the cornbread that
So
I
now,
crumpled
now
and
we
put
go
in
in with the cornbread, and then we're gonna just kind of hash that all together.
Kind of a simple recipe.
It's very simple.
About it.
So the American stuffing would have basically just added an egg.
Right.
And then maybe baked it up a little bit. Right,
Uh-huh.
which we could do. We could convert this to stuffing
Very
very
interesting.
quickly.
So it may be the origins of our Thanksgiving stuffing, but today we're calling it Kush.
Cornbread Kush. Kush, kush.
All right,
So we can
thank
throw a
you.
little more?
Thank you, Chef Christian. Remember, March 10th, a great foodlosophy event. It's a culinary experience to benefit St. Jude's Hospital. Jeffrey, great to have you with us
Nice
today.
to be here. So thankful to be here, Mary.
Lots of good eating. Take time. Enjoy the Suncoast view.